Mugo.
less alcohol than every other generation on Earth right now, and it's having major repercussions. Since when did
Oh, who the fuck is having these repercussions on? Who the fuck, bro? The alcohol company? Not me, though. What repercussions? If the alcohol company are going to make more, less, come on. That's not repercussions. It's just normal shit, bro. Either way, hit me. Let's watch out.
Gen Z become the designated driver of society? And what does this mean for the alcohol industry? That is what we're going to find out today. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory, the show that's the perfect mocktail of chaos and edutainment. And yes, I did say mocktails because that is what's all on the rage. Cocktails are so blasé, so 2024. But you know what's not blasé? Clicking that subscribe button. But back to the point, why? Because Gen Z just isn't that into drinking. That's right, the same generation that revived Y2K fashion, embraced oat milk like it was liquid
Yep.
gold, and somehow made Crocs fashionable again, is now
Never.
making alcohol-free living cool. And when Gen Z decides something is over, it's OVER. And
Oh, hell
boy,
yeah,
is
baby.
it. They're drinking 20% less than the generation before them, the millennials, and 33% less than the other generations when it comes to beer and wine. For generations, drinking has been a cornerstone of social life, adulthood, and even celebrations. College parties, happy hours, wedding receptions. Alcohol has been at the center of all of it. Sure, it's not like everyone drank. There's plenty of people of every generation that don't. And yet, it's specifically the drinking rates among Gen Z that are plummeting. Bars and nightclubs are struggling to keep young customers, and they're
Oh, hell yeah. Let's break this thing down. First of all, the nightclubs, they deserve that shit, bro. Come on, you go to the nightclub to get a fucking drink. The thing is going, it is ranging from 14 bucks and above for a fucking shot. Come on. And the whole and the funny thing about nightclubs is that they're cutting down what? They're cutting down the dance space to make more sections. So for them to increase the price. Come on, I go to the club to dance. And the same way they said Gen Z what didn't drink. Where is that social life? Well, from what you are saying, drinking for the what is the name? Millennials. Because I'm a Gen Z. From what you guys are saying, that doesn't move me, bro. But from what you're saying, they deserve that shit. And some clubs too. The amount they charge is astronomically high. And you can see I, I I love I love my history. I love to watch a lot of history. So if you can check the millennials, you know they love to drink a lot. Parties everywhere. You go you, you go college. As far as there's alcohol branded on the shit, you guys are drinking that shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I am an alcohol advocate. I drink, bro. I drink. I drink my fair share, but you guys when it's too much. And then you're gonna see what you guys saying about it. And yeah, I want to speak more, put more light on it. The fact is that I don't know why you're saying Gen Z have stopped drinking, bro. And I know I am part of the category, but I still drink, bro. But either way, maybe it is the louder veins, the louder veins that have stopped drinking. But either way, let me see what you have to talk about us.
scrambling to understand how to entertain people that just don't want to partake in drinking. At first, this might seem like just another quirky generational shift, like the sudden return of bell-bottom jeans or that hairstyle that every Gen Zer insists on getting. But this is not just a passing trend. This is something that's already reshaping industries, marketing strategies, and even the future of alcohol itself. Because here's the thing, this might be bad news for the alcohol brands out there. This is an industry that has spent billions of dollars making sure alcohol is seen as an essential part of adulthood. But now, their golden goose, the young adult demographic that kept bars full and liquor
Nigga call
sales
us,
booming,
it's
is
calling them golden
disappearing. So
goose,
let's
bro.
be clear here. We're talking about people born between 1997 and 2012. Now that the
Shit.
oldest Gen Zers are in their mid-20s, gag, they are entering the consumer world, making their own purchasing choices and having a heavy influence on brands, trends, and everything else. So companies are starting to take note of Gen Z's interests. I talked about this in our Chili's video a bit more, so make sure to check that one out. But basically, they're the captain now. And with that power, they've decided that they liked dry January so much that they're just gonna make it dry the rest of time. Statistics show
What is dry January? Well, as I watched the video, I found dry January is in the sense that in the month of January, you don't drink. Which I find it funny, bro. Sometimes I can have a dry month, Because why make a particular month dry January? Because up to me, I don't drink. I drink when I feel like it. And sometimes I can go home, I can go the whole year drinking about maybe thrice in a whole year because I'm going out. So what is dry January? What put it if you don't want to drink, don't drink. But the notion of you putting something called dry January is like telling me that the rest of the year you are getting fucked up, bro. You are drinking up and down. So when January comes, you're putting your brakes on it, which is cool and all, but damn, that's how you go about it. Anyway, let me see.
70% of people in Gen Z are choosing non-alcoholic beverages over the other kind. Only 18 to 20% of Americans of legal drinking age under 28, which is the cutoff point as of this episode for that group, said they regularly drank beer, wine, or spirits. Like I mentioned earlier, among millennials who were born between 1980 and 1994, consumption was way higher, especially for beer and wine. It's not just in the US either. In the UK, over 1 in 4 young adults now identify as non-drinkers, a number that has doubled in the last decade. It's astonishing. Even in countries
If you're in the health and wellness industry, maybe you're a personal trainer or a nutritionist or a therapist or a holistic
with deeply ingrained drinking cultures, Germany, Spain, and Australia, young people
Australia, Australia. Yeah, that's some West accent you have there, bro. But that's still cool. That's still cool.
are
Because
simply not reaching for booze like their parents did. But what is it about alcohol that no longer fits into Gen Z's world? It's well known that Gen Z is socializing a lot less in person due to the reliance on communicating through technology. Some people have even gone so far as to dub this the loneliest generation. And let's be honest, the pandemic definitely didn't help since they spent important informative time distancing themselves and doing the opposite of socializing. As Gen Z are spending less time in person, there's been a decline in alcohol consumption, as very often alcohol is seen as a social drink. Since a common reason for drinking is to have a good time with friends, naturally
that damn, the loneliest generation. That is something that's fucked up. But at the same time, yep, they didn't drink. But how will I put about it? Let me break this thing down for myself. So you are saying that you don't drink because to me, yes, I love to drink. I have to drink when I'm around my friends. No, when I'm going out. Because to me, drinking alone is just fucked up, bro. Why the fuck would you drink alone? The only time I can drink alone is maybe it's wine. I feel like wine have to be saved alone. You alone. But here I can say the fact that they are lonely. So part of my generation they are lonely. They don't drink, but I feel like they smoke a lot, bro. They fucking smoke a lot. They vape a lot. That's because they are not drinking. That doesn't mean they'll stop the other vices. Is it that put more of the energy to that other vice like smoking and vaping? I don't know about this. I heard that in some of the states weed is legal, but I know in Canada it's legal everywhere. So people the number how people smoke is very high. And to me, I find it weird that because as I'm growing up, to me, I always like to use me as an example, as a case study. Yes, I also have to use me as a case study to speak from my perspective, from what I can see. And what I can say is that drinking with friends is nice, but drinking alone is kind of nice too. If you're all right with yourself. But I can tell you this. I have a period within a year. I love to try new things. I love to go out. I love to go away to the bar, to the club. I'll get myself a drink. Mostly, I used to go with. I used to begin with cocktail to get something sweet. But last time I tried cocktail, and that shit messed me up, bro. It fucking messed me up. Like the thing tasted. I said I was taking tomato. I don't know what they used to make the cocktail, but I vowed to myself that when I'm going to take my drink again, I'm going with old fashioned stuff. Old fashioned, bro. The cocktail is not it's not my shit. But I can tell you this, oh, I can sit down and drink by myself. There's nothing wrong with it. And 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 you can see that with this generation, most that they love to socialize through their phones, through their stuff like the use of technology and stuff. So and most alcohol in itself, drinking alcohol in a company is more fun than drinking it alone. Because sometimes, yeah, That's why I made a point to me. I don't drink when I'm at home. No. The only time I drink outside, maybe if I'm alone, that means I made a plan to go out to have a me time. That one is valid. But when I'm alone at home, no, you don't drink, bro. What's wrong with you? Are you an alcoholic? What's wrong with you? But with them, they get them vape a lot. In Canada here, oh, vaping and smoking is free. Oh my God, it's everywhere. And maybe they don't drink alcohol, but they drink alcohol beverages, the one with low content alcohol. And you can see some of them too. Them that's only as fuck. From my perspective, from where I'm seeing them, you see, I have to talk about what I have seen and what I've experienced. From what I see a lot, some of them they are alone. So and so some of these drinks are expensive. So it's not right to put that a lot of money in them.
This decreases if the social interaction goes down too. But that's not to say that they aren't going out at all, just a lot less than before. And even though they are the loneliest generation, that doesn't mean that they aren't socializing either.
Yo, bro. What do you mean the loneliest generation? Yo, I am part of this shit. I am part of the Gen Z. What do you mean lonely? Stop with that shit, yo. Stop with that shit. Don't categorize us. Don't categorize us too. Just because majority of them are lonely doesn't mean we're all lonely. Yo. Please, don't even go there. Don't make me change on you right now. I'm in a good mood for this video. I'm in a fucking good mood, so don't let me change for you right off with you. Don't let me change for you. What do you mean loneliest generation? Don't let me start there.
They're just socializing in ways that prioritize health and finance. And booze doesn't fit well into either of those, especially in this day and age. I went out with some friends recently to catch up over dinner and made the mistake
I
of
guess
getting a
we are broke.
cocktail because why
That's what
not?
I
We
want
were
to say.
celebrating
We are
reuniting.
broke.
When the bill came, pet peeve of them not putting the prices on the menu aside, my jaw dang near hit the floor when I saw that the drink was $25. Mind you, my flatbread I ordered, 19. It's ridiculous. And Gen Zers aren't having any of that. And it's not just
Well, no, this is very fucked up, bro. How the fuck will you? How will you order stuff? There's no fucking bill on it. There's no price on it. You go on to order. It's just like fucking like writing them a blank check, bro. Which is very wrong, bro. Come on. As I was telling you, as you're ordering something, bro, make sure if there's no price, ask. You have to ask, bro. You will order something and they'll bring you a bill and you're confused. As if there's no price on it, you need to ask, bro. And sometimes, as I said before, I am cocktails. I'm beginning to cut that shit down. It's just full of sugar, too much sugar. They mix a lot of stuff, sugar, syrup, this, that. It's so sweet that it's like you want to drink alcohol at the same time. You are scared that you get drunk so fast. You want something light, something that will take you to the edge little by little. But now, by that is wrong, bro. $25 for a cocktail and a fried bread, $19. Damn, bro, that's too much.
just the price tag like we mentioned in other episodes. Gen Z are far more health conscious, arguably the most health aware generation in history, because they have all the information they need at their fingertips. The awareness of alcohol and the effects it has on someone has significantly increased since the past generations. Sure, millennials were the first generation to have alcohol and drug educations in school, like the DARE campaign and Just Say No, but it was always vague and didn't harp on the actual health part of it. I remember as a kid it was just don't do this, it's bad for you, with some scary images, but we never really grasped the effect it had on our bodies. Gen Z, on the other hand, has had instant access to scientific research, nutritional breakdowns, and first-hand testimonials about how alcohol affects the body. So even from one generation to the next, there's a greater understanding of how alcohol can affect your health, and the results aren't pretty. Not just the physical aspect either.
So, then because they have more access to information to the net, there are a lot of stuff that is deterring them. Because from the use of social media, I can say that's another point because for use of social media, you see people giving their testimonies about the effect alcohol have on them. And they are scared. People are scared because you see videos of how people act when they are drunk. But at the same time, I have to just say it depends. It depends to what it can fall on the point of what being lonely. Because if you choose in your social cycle, if you have a cycle, if you have friends, you are mostly by yourself, bro. You don't drink, and you don't even drink, and mostly you prefer to smoke. If it depends, you are alone. Will you like to get drunk or high? If you are thinking you want to get high and at the same time too, it doesn't make sense. Drinking, just drinking alone, like drink, to me, drinking in itself, drinking in itself. No, you don't have to do it alone. If you are drinking alone, that means you have to be in a setting of in a bar. That even in that way, even if you're not with someone, but you feel like there are other people drinking around you, which just make the environment more conducive to drink. But drinking alone, to me, I just feel like you're depressed, bro. You're depressed. Like, because every time this from my point of view, if you tell me that you love to drink alone in your house, my friend, I go, are you good? Like, are you good? The only time I would love to drink alone is drinking of wine alone, bro. I don't see why you are taking shot in your home alone. No, 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 no. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't fucking make sense to me. What's wrong with you, bro? But either way,
They're the mental one, too. Almost 86% of the Gen Z population believe that their mental health is as significant as their physical health when considering drinking alcohol. And while, yeah, alcohol does have a relaxing effect by lowering your inhibitions, that's the reason why inebriated people do dumb things, there's a flip side to that coin, because it also disrupts sleep quality, gut health, and increases the presence of negative feeling, like anger,
no, come on now. You see, the same thing happen with when you smoke, when you vape, when you smoke weed and shit, bro. You see, to me, I just feel like this whole thing of not drinking, this that, it's up to them, bro. It's up to your choices and what you want to do. But I can tell you, I don't know about whether in the States, but in the Canada here, they vape and smoke weed shit, bro. Every corner you see someone vaping and smoking. So see, to me, just like they have moved from one vice to another. They have moved like with alcohol, they have slowed down in the consumption of alcohol, but they have increased in the consumption of what? Of weed, of cigarettes, of vaping. It's just like they're switching from one to another. They- They're pushing more of the effort to another shit. Although you find some people in this generation, they don't smoke, they don't drink, they, they're just sober. They just take soft drinks and all. But at the end of the day, because you can speak with someone will tell you that if I drink it, that it doesn't feel this shit. And in the same context, you can meet someone too who's smoking, and they'll tell you, nigga, if I get tired, this doesn't happen to me, bro. I'm alright. So it's even perspective and what different what metabolism. God damn, it's not coming.
depression and anxiety. And Gen Z is already depressed and anxious enough as it is. So they're electing to move away from alcohol because they've got enough on their plate, or in their cup, as the case may be. I do want to point out that I know I'm referring to Gen Z as if it's some sort of monolith, and obviously it's not, but trends are incredibly significant in this generation, the generation of social media. And yeah, older generations, well, mostly just the millennials, did have social media from a relatively young age, but we're talking about people who've been sharing their lives with the world for as long as they can practically remember. And the influence of social media is absolutely one of the most important factors in them giving up liquor. Because watching people online share their thoughts on the negative effects of alcohol, their personal stories, or following trends like Dry January encourages others to follow suit. Look at Tom Holland, not just because he's easy on the eyes, but because he's a good example of this. Someone in the cultural conversation who's become an advocate for sobriety. He started through Dry January, and he's not the only one. Last year, 35% of Gen Zers between 21 and 24 also completed Dry January. And now, the vastly better Tom even makes his own alcohol-free beer.
Wait. So, hey, to this day, that means sometimes I've been doing dry years, so I've been going years without taking alcohol. I never knew there's a movement for this shit, bro. Like, that means if I was counting my awards, my chest was full of some medals because I have done dry years before. Yeah. At the same time, if we check the millennials grew up with what? How would I put it? With a lot of what? They're celebrities. They're celebs and what? The artists and the icons at any point in their life they promoted alcohol with the like even with Tom even with Tom that Tom Holland who have promoted dry January at the end of the day this like estimate is beer although it has no alcohol it still follows the same trend when I began this video I said that the alcohol industry is going to fail because niggas are not drinking. But right now, I'm beginning to change my mind because if Tom can make this drink 0% alcohol and it's making progress, I want to see what these guys have in store for us. So
And the other aspect of social media is the ability to have a conversation with the world. There's a large trend called the sober curiosity movement, which challenges people to assess their relationship with alcohol. Not to cut it out, but to ask themselves why they drink.
hmm yes, I've paused the video twice. I wanted to talk about this called sober curiosity. It's a lifestyle choice where people reset their relationship with alcohol. See, why and when do you drink? You know, when I saw this thing, I was because it's my first time of me hearing this thing called sober curious. But I can talk about why and when pertain to me. Why do I drink alcohol? Because I want to. That's always the reason why. But when I not drink, I have reasons why. When I'm stressed, I don't drink. When I'm depressed, I don't drink. When I have problems, I don't drink. I mean, the notion that when I'm going through shit, when I have things to solve, when I have deadlines and pressures, and I'm feeling stressed, I don't drink. Why? Because I believe that why should you drink when you're stressed? After you are done drinking and you are feel that your stress have gone away, after you woke up the next day, you feel the stress all over again. I'm not in support of that. Because I believe if as I'm going through all this shit, I need to what find a solution to it. I have to come into consensus with myself before I move on. But I don't believe that. I don't believe you can drink your problems away. You can never drink them away. You are just drinking them to forget them. You come back again. The same way when I saw this time, sober cure. What does it mean to be sober cure? Got me. Why and when should you drink? When when you are stressful, don't drink. When you're in doubt, don't drink. When you are not in the right mental state, don't drink. But why should you drink, bro? Because I want to, bro. Because I feel like I want to drink. Because I want to. That is when someone asks me why do I drink? Because I want to. There's no reason. It's because I want to. So if I don't want to, I don't drink. That's easy as that. And when I have a sober skills, I feel like this movement was brought by the female role at the same time. But either way,
Drink, all in the name of mental and physical health. The term sober curious was popularized by the author Ruby Warrington in her
yes,
2018 book,
yes,
and Gen Z is
yes.
latching onto it because it's become a global conversation. As opposed to what I alluded to earlier, when education for the older generation was simply being told not to do something, now it's a dialogue that young people can feel empowered to participate in. And clearly, when they start asking themselves the important questions, alcohol seems like less of a necessity for going out and socializing. But while health and wellness is absolutely the primary concern and driving factor of
Well, it's not alcohol. It's not necessary for going out and socialize. It's more of like mostly you are done from work. You're with friends. You are talking. You are drinking. It just calm the nerves and stuff. But each to his own. Each to his own. At the same time, I believe that you need to be able to have conversation with your friends. We are needing alcohol to what? To break the ice, to break the ice, to break the atmosphere, to make it more comforting. But at the same time, let's see, bro.
sobriety for Gen Z, we can't really leave out how expensive it is to drink. Almost a third of young people choose low and no alcohol drinks specifically because they're cheaper than the alcoholic versions. This isn't to say that they're all about saving
Just
money
going
and
as
penny
broke.
pinching. Sure, harsher economic reality right now between student loan debt, skyrocketing rent prices, and an uncertain job market, but the youth are actually happy to shell out cash. They're willing to pay more so long as it's a better quality product. Trends from 2024 show that when Gen Z do drink, they prefer premium beverages. Gone are the days of slamming down whatever's cheapest at the bar. Gen Z would rather have one high-quality, carefully curated drink than 5 that taste like bad decisions. They're trading quantity for quality. So here's the real kicker. This isn't just about drinking less. It's about drinking differently. And the alcohol brands are listening closely. That's because Gen Z isn't killing alcohol. They're reinventing it.
Oh.
Say what you will, but this generation knows what they want. And they have standards, which which is more than I can say for the frat bros of my college years downing anything so long as it was unleaded. And even then, I've seen things. When it comes to the things Zoomers are drinking, one of the fastest growing markets is the ready-to-drink beverages, or RTDs. The global RTD market is expected to more than double from 1.01 billion to 2.23 billion by 2029. And it's thanks to Gen Z who live fast-paced lives and need a good drink that doesn't require a bunch of preparation. 54% of Gen Z drink pre-mixed alcohol beverages and spirits, which include things like hard lemonades, hard seltzers, and kombucha. And if you've never had it, by the way, thank your lucky stars. Living in LA so long, it was hard to avoid it. And the one time I did have it, I literally spat it back out on the street. I truly don't get it, but that's just me. Gen Zers, on the other hand, are down to try pretty much anything. That's why these RTDs are also such a smash hit, because they offer a huge variety of flavors and options.
Nah, bro, nah. You see, although I'm a Gen Z, my only beverage I can say I like to take is twisted tea. Apart from that shit, nothing else. I'm not interested in that shit, bro. And because I'm in a notion, why the fuck do you want to take? You want to take an alcohol beverage that will slowly kick in as you are going through your day. What do you mean by that, bro? I am going to get drunk. Oh, sorry, man. I'm going to drink. So I need something to hit me, bro. I need something to get into my system right away. What is the whole notion? By the time I am done with how many packs, I feel like this is that's what they're just trying to create alcoholics. Yes, bro. You buy a whole fucking pack, bro, just because you want to get fucked up. By the time you are down with the whole pack, and this thing, if you check the percentage is around 5% or something less. So you are deceiving yourself that you think that you are drinking nothing because the alcohol content is less. And you believe that as it's less, it will quickly slowly. And you are down in more and more stuff, bro. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. I'll tell you. It is nice though. The only beverage I can say I truly like is twisted tea. Twisted tea, the original or the half one. That's the only shit. Anything else, nah, bro. To me, it's better you go for your spirit. It's better you go for your gin, your whiskey, whatever you like, old fashioned, whatever you like. You take about 2 to 3 shots. You sit down. After you have opened your eyes, you are good to go, bro. You can see. The world is your oyster at that moment. Nobody can stand in your way. Well, this is my thoughts. The way and how I'm seeing it. There are these alcohol businesses that are making a lot of money out of it because from how he's wording it, they begin to focus all the resources of making what more of these beverages to cater to what to cater to disease. Wait, in this sense, bro, they're going to make more money, bro.
They're also drinking the good stuff, the premium stuff, like I mentioned. 54% of Gen Z are likely to choose a premium drink compared to just 35% of people in older generations. This trend is particularly evident in spirits, where premium, super premium, and ultra premium categories have been growing like the stuff at the bottom of kombucha bottles. Seriously, so gross. But companies are now adapting to this, creating beverages with interesting flavors, like pineapple wine cocktails and orange lemonade vodka. But that's not the only way companies are adapting, because the new wave is all about the no-low trend. You know, drinks with no and low alcohol. And the brands are riding that wave to the bank. They're not dumb. They see that their customers are drinking less alcohol. So if people don't want alcohol in their beer, they're not going to stop selling beer. They're just going to stop selling the alcohol in the beer. More and more companies are starting to offer 0% beers, and they're seeing a lot of success with it. The NA, or non-alcoholic beer market,
Now, what is the whole point of drinking alcohol, though? Now, what is the whole point? I'm drinking a can of whatever you call this shit, and there's no alcohol in it. What's the whole point? You see, I'll say each to his own, each Daisy to his own. But to me, that's just fucking nonsense, bro. What's the whole point of what taking alcohol? Alcohol, there's nothing in it. There's not even a percentage in it because you are. See, some of you want to indulge. It's the same thing. Like you want to drink alcohol, but you don't want to drink alcohol. It's like some people are there. You want to go out. You feel like you're in a group of people who love to drink alcohol, but you don't drink alcohol. This is good for you. You are deceiving yourself that you're drinking alcohol, but you're not. It's the same way when I moved to this country. When I came here. excuse me. I see a lot of people love to smoke cigarettes. Cigarette itself, not weed, but smoke. And I could find that you see people, like I said, 1 in 5 friend groups in Canada here, majority of them smoke. They smoke, yeah. And it's only two or three who doesn't smoke. No, there's one or two who doesn't smoke in the friend group. But at the same time, I have found that there's something called, I don't know what it's called. It's more of, it's nothing there. It's just, they made in the sense of a cigarette, but it's nothing. It's just paper, you just light and you're smoking. I find people smoking, people also doing it because they want to feel included in their friend group. They want to feel accepted. Because like in your friend group, if I'm the one smoking and they're all going out for smoke break, and you're the one left inside, you don't like it, suppose cannot handle it. So they'll get those ones who end up smoking. I said, bro, come on. If you want to smoke, smoke. Nobody's forcing you. If you want to drink the alcohol, drink. Why is the whole notion that I, 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 last time I saw this, I saw Henneken. It's Henneken. It says 0%. I was baffled. So Henneken is 0%. Now what's the whole point? Like, it doesn't make sense.
It
They
rose
don't
by
drink at all.
35% from 2022 to 2023, and it's expected to keep growing at a pretty massive rate. Now, once upon a time, removing the alcohol from the beer had to be done post-fermentation through techniques like boiling, vacuum distillation, and reverse osmosis. Problem was, these methods could negatively affect the taste, so non-alcoholic beers were far from the preference. But now, advancements in technology have also allowed these companies to improve the flavor of these non-alcoholic beverages, meaning not only is it not a bad substitute, but can be as good as the original too. And it's not just limited to beers. There are companies that sell de-alcoholized wine. I'm fascinated by this product because it's not like it's just a juice. They've actually removed the alcohol from fully fermented wine and it leaves it tasting just like the alcoholic kind. This is a perfect example of an industry actually listening to its customers and a consumer base that's truly talking with their wallets. And we all come out winning. Higher quality spirits, no or low alcohol variants that taste just as good as their alcoholic counterparts. Even older generations are drinking less or healthier thanks to Gen Z's lead. We owe them a debt of gratitude. But there's one other big winner here. Notice how at no point in the episode did I say that the alcohol industry is declining? Sure, there are
Oh,
certain
hell no,
aspects or
bro.
specific brands that are in trouble, looking at you, Natty Light. And sure, there are less people drinking now than ever, but sales in the alcohol industry as a whole haven't stopped climbing since the pandemic. People may be drinking less volume of alcohol, but prices haven't dropped a bit. In fact, some of these no-low drinks are even more expensive than the alcoholic kind. They require the same or similar techniques to the alcoholic types, just with the added step of removing the alcohol, which then makes it a premium product to sell. There's a bit of a slump as manufacturers shift their strategies to fit the new market, and some of them may stumble in the short term, which explains why some markets have seen a small decline. But these companies aren't worried about the now. They play the long game. Look at Anheuser-Busch, the largest beer company in the world. Right now, they're experiencing a small dip in sales, but their non-alcoholic options are exceeding expectations. And if things keep going the way they are, their non-alcoholic sales will likely equal or even exceed their others. And they're coming out looking like the heroes because they're giving us healthier options and listening to their consumer base without actually sacrificing anything. In fact, they're gaining in the long term. So Gen Z being healthy and drinking less because of it has created a shift in the industry that's demanding higher quality and healthier options. It's also making the rest of us start to moderate our own drinking habits and consider healthier options. And the alcohol industry is loving it because we are playing right into their hands. But hey, that's just a theory. Food!
That's fucked up, bro. That is fucked up. So non-alcoholic drinks are called premium product, and the fact that some of them is even going higher than alcohol in itself. But at the same time, each to his own. The fact that some people are there, some Gen Zs are there, to me doesn't make sense. Are you? Why do you want to drink alcohol with no alcohol? You like the idea of drinking alcohol. Like at the same time, social pressure is still there. Like if you don't drink alcohol, some people find you weird or whatever. But just because you your personality, you as an individual, you don't like it, but you want to feel the taste, everything, but not you want to get what you want to get fucked up. No, that's the whole point. Then drink beverage, drink a coke, drink a can of coke, a can of Pepsi. Nobody's stopping you. You're a grown ass person, bro. What's the whole point of all this shit, bro? Like, I've gone to me in particular, this shit doesn't move me. Like, if I'm buying and I look at you and I pick no alcohol, what's the whole point? Nigga, I will not take this shit, bro. To move me. Like, it's the same way. Well, I will say it again. Each to his own. By the end of the day, there's only one industry profiting from this shit. The alcohol industry. Because these niggas that making a lot of money, bro. That making a lot of money. These niggas are just making money, bro. It doesn't make sense, bro. The alcohol business it's not stopping. That and the funny thing is that they have moved. They are now calling this product premium. How is this shit premium? Premium, premium. No, it's not. It's not. Premium. Yes, premium, premium, premium. They are calling this premium product. How is this premium, bro? It's fucking shit, bro. Is that a drinking Coke? Oh, they have never tasted a non-alcoholic drink before, but I'm not going to taste that shit. What is that shit called? Kombucha. The name of that shit, it does sound funny to me. At the end of the day, I'll say it once again. Then Z, go for what you like. Go for what you like. It doesn't mean shit, bro. Once again, that's your shit. See you next time.